Welcome back to season 2 of the Pregnant Bitches podcast.
I'm Jessie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're just a couple pregnant bitches navigating motherhood together. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Pregnant Bitches podcast. And here we are for episode 3.
Episode 3. I can't believe we're here.
I know. It's great. So this week, I feel I wanted to talk about our identity as moms. So when you're pregnant, you spend so long like preparing for the baby and like what's gonna come and getting all the stuff and da-da-da-da. And then like you kind of forget to prepare for yourself.
Right.
Like who are you gonna be after you have this baby? Like
you are mom and you will never not be mom.
Exactly. And it's really hard to adjust to that. And it's really something that caught me off guard the first time and a different way the second time. But like that first time that you're at home alone.
I know.
You basically come home from the hospital. Everyone comes over. The first couple weeks, it's
kind of like a blur.
Yeah,
it's like,
whatever.
Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. But then when like
your
settles,
husband goes back to work, your partner goes back to work, the visitors slow down, and then you're literally just sitting at home with this baby by yourself, covered in shit and puke,
and
changing diapers, and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, who am I now? What am I doing? Like, you literally, like, I don't know about you. You probably did the same. But, like, I worked till the day I gave birth.
Yep.
I'm in, like, high-powered meetings, taking notes, doing Zoom, da-da-da, all this stuff. And now I'm like, like singing at the baby.
What was that Fisher-Price thing? You can be in a purple
Oh,
tree
my God,
and a monkey in a bubblegum tree. And great
oh, my
song.
God. I listened to that on repeat.
I know.
But, yeah, like, it's really tough. And then you have that shift with like your husband going back to work.
Let's just get into it. Let's fucking just get straight into it.
Like it's so tough. Like what was it like for you? Like,
okay, so yeah, same. So with my first kid, I was working all the way up until I gave birth. And when we were in the NICU for those 5 days, I was still working.
That's nuts.
With my computer.
That's nuts.
With the ice packs.
So did you take a mat leave?
I didn't take a mat leave with Arlo until 6 months, and
That's
it was
insane.
Still COVID, and I remember in Florida, and I looked at my husband, and I was like, I'm done. Like I think I had like a mental breakdown.
But you were doing a computer job.
I was doing a computer job. Yeah, it was all on the computer,
Okay,
but I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I don't want to look at the screen. Like, I'm done. And that was it. And he looked at me, he goes, okay, fine. Like, I can't believe I was, like, thinking about it now, I can't believe I was sitting in the NICU on the computer on that fucking chair.
That's insane.
Pumping while, like, doing work. And kudos to me and kudos to all the moms that do it. Like, good for you. But I had a mental break at 6 months. And I was like,
obviously.
I'm done. I don't want to think about work. I don't want to look at the computer. I'm fucking done. And that continued on. And then I helped him, like, here and there with some stuff when he really needed help. And then with Ace, I'm still taking a break.
No, you need
I'm in it. I'm taking whatever I missed with Arlo, and I'm continuing it with Ace. And
there's also something nice about like the second mat leave because now you're with your first. Now I'm taking my kid to school every day.
Exactly, and you
picking him up every day because I'm not working, and it's like
it's really nice.
It's really nice that you get that. But
what about you?
I worked until the bitter end, like literally went to bed that night, woke up the next morning, gave birth, missed like a bunch of meetings.
Right.
And then I was like at home by myself, twiddling my thumbs. I was like, what the fuck? And like when it's just your first, I feel like it's really hard and I'm not taking away from it, but it's also like boring.
It's so boring.
Like you feel like your brain's,
you're working. Like being a mom is a full-time job in itself.
Yes, it's physically demanding.
And it's like you're on all the time, blah, 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 blah. But I feel like your brain's just like not working.
Stimulated.
That's the word. You aren't stimulated.
No.
You're stimulating your kid.
Yeah.
But you yourself aren't stimulated.
Right. And so like then Josh would come home from work and he's like telling me about his day and I did all these deals.
You were sad.
And I'm like,
a little
change
bit.
A diaper. I played, went on a walk, went to the park, breastfed. Like you just feel like your day doesn't compare to them. But then when you actually like you take a step back and you think about it, you're like, you're growing a human.
Yeah.
You grew a human, you birthed a human,
and now you're growing it with your milk and
like with your milk and like literally if it wasn't for you, your kid wouldn't be alive.
No,
like you actually have to compare the jobs much different, like much more different.
Right.
Like, people really underestimate what it takes to like,
Be a mom.
I mean, you're all a stay-at-home mom when you're on mat leave, right? Because
Yes,
you're a mom
exactly.
and you're staying at home. But
Exactly.
I mean, some
Thank you.
people,
Mom staying at home, mat leave.
some people work, some
What
people
is
don't.
MAT?
Maternity leave.
Maternity. What's the second?
What do you
It's
mean?
just maternity leave.
Yeah.
It's not just like there's no like MAT. Like
No.
there's not something for the
Mat
A
leave is mat is short for
for
maternity.
maternity.
Fucking
Okay, didn't
lazy.
know that. Here we go.
But I actually think the first time around,
Right?
I did the opposite of you. Like you worked and then took your time off. I took my time off,
And
and
then
at
you got
4
into
months,
work
I
early,
was
I
like, I need
remember.
to go back to work.
I
I
remember.
am bored. Like, what am I doing
Well,
at home?
can we laugh about that? Because we had music class with our first
Oh
kids.
my God.
And I remember doing music and you running in like a fucking storm with like your kid and you're like, watch my kid. And you would like run to the kitchen and take the call. And we're like, hey, Zay, come join the party. Mommy will be here soon.
Literally.
Mommy's working. Yeah, I remember. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
know
You like come
exactly
in
what
like
you're
a
talking
storm.
about. I know exactly what you're
But at the same time, like it was so nice to see, but also like you were taking these calls and like it's the whole thing is crazy.
I know. And then that's the part that I wasn't totally expecting, is to like, how do you balance that? Like, you want to still have a career, you
Right.
want to have a kid, you want to do it all. Like, and now there's this pressure to actually do it all. Like, everyone's like, if you're a mom, you should be having a career, looking fit, being the best mom,
Ugh.
taking your kid to everything, being on whatever parent teacher, la la la, whatever it is. And I'm like,
Plus, let's add in taking care of yourself
Yeah.
and what you want to do and
Having
seeing
a
your friends
relationship.
and having a relationship with your husband, because it's a whole other fucking world.
Right.
Where usually you get into bed at nighttime and you're like, hey,
No,
okay, I'm
it's
going to bed now. Like I'm fucking exhausted. And then that's it. So you have to
there's no
schedule
time.
these date nights. You have to whatever. I actually saw such a funny meme where it was like the best time to spend time with your husband is at 5 a.m. before the kids are up. Who the fuck? I'm sorry. Is
Yeah.
waking up at 5 a.m.,
No,
having a
thank
coffee,
you.
sitting down with your husband, and you're like, let's talk about what? Talk about the night?
Yeah,
Talk
like
about how
if
we
you
just
go
slept?
to if you go to bed at 7 p.m. with them, you can do that.
Sure. But like someone was like, it's the best time. I was like, I don't want to
No,
follow
thanks.
you.
No.
I don't want anything to do with
No,
you. This
no.
is a hard no for me.
No, like you're up already with them at 5 or 6 anyways.
Right.
Like
How insane is that?
no, I feel like the morning routine vibe, that would be nice.
Right.
If they woke up at 7 and
Yeah,
you could
but
do
like-
it at like 6 and
Yeah,
have
but
like a 30-minute
5,
coffee.
like set an alarm to hang out with my husband at 5. No, thank you. I'm not hanging out with you at 5. Never, ever.
Me and my husband have a joint calendar.
Right.
My husband,
Yeah, same.
Josh, we have a
See-
joint calendar. Like, imagine we schedule 5 a.m.
Should we do that for them?
meetups.
Tomorrow morning, put in his calendar.
Yeah.
Sorry, for tomorrow. Let me know how it goes and set his alarm to 5
Saturday.
a.m. You didn't see it. It was in our calendar. 5 a.m. wake up. Time to hang out with your wife.
So you have this whole like dilemma now of like
Right.
working mom life, and you have to leave your kid with someone.
Okay, so what do we do?
What did I do?
It's
It's basically daycare or nanny.
Yeah. So at first I was like, I'm going to get a nanny because I found out I was pregnant with my second kid
Oh, right. Really
when our
fast.
low was 6 months. So I
Right.
was like,
You're
I don't
fine.
know what I'm going to do yet. I need the help. I need the nanny. Don't know what I'm going to do about work yet. This is my plan. So I had the nanny first. And then honestly, a lot of my friends went back to work at that 12 months and I was bored. And I was like, I need to do something. Like it's time to get back into work. It's time to do something
Yeah.
because I'm alone now. They're
Yeah.
all working. They're all getting
No,
stimulated.
exactly.
My kid's with a nanny, but like I was doing all the activities. The nanny was just there
Right.
to help, but I was doing all the activities with my kid. And then I was like, okay, like, I think it's time for daycare
Yeah.
because I saw my friends' kids thriving at daycare.
Right.
I feel
Right.
like they are
liked
playing.
it.
They don't want to hang out with me all day. I'm cool. I get
No.
it. You're cool. I'm cool. We're really
Right.
fucking cool. But like, I
They
don't want to
want
hang out
friends
with.
their own age.
Yeah, they want to like play with fucking toys.
And the daycares like are built for kids. Like
Yes.
they have all the shit. Like you don't need to buy 19
fucking
toy
toys.
things. They
No.
have it all there.
Have it all. They're playing with the kids. They're socializing. You could do those music classes. Like, don't
Yeah,
get
you
me
could
wrong.
still
If you have,
pull them out if you
you
wanted
could
to
pull them
some
out, do the
days.
music classes. But like most daycares, from what I've heard, have like the music and the sports
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. So my kid thrived. At
Yeah.
first, it was really hard. That transition was very hard. He was
Right.
also 14 months when he started
young.
daycare.
That's very young.
And so that was really hard. But then once he got into it, like he was so excited to go to school, every day school. I'm going to school. And he fucking loves it. And Then the second one, I was like, you're going. And the second one even loves it more. Ace loves school.
Loves it.
Waits at the door, so excited to
that's really
go.
cute.
Knows his friends' names.
Aw.
And I really love it. So
That's amazing. I did school eventually, but because I started working early,
Right.
like 4 or 5 months after, I wasn't comfortable sending a 5-month-old to
fair.
daycare.
So
Like, I
fair.
mean, some people have to, and you don't have a
100%.
choice. But I was lucky enough to have a choice to not. So I
Right.
had a nanny that helped me like offset my time, so I could like still be with him in the morning, do like work in the middle of the day, be with him like in the late afternoon, and it was kind of like more flexible in that scenario.
Right.
And then, before this whole $10 a day daycare,
I know. In Canada.
in Canada or Ontario, even I don't even know.
Right.
Like the cost of a nanny was relatively similar to the cost of a daycare. So like for me, the incremental was like kind of
I
worth
have
it.
her there.
Now it's completely different. Like it's so much cheaper now, these
Daycare.
daycares. So that's a different story. But then when I was making the decision,
Right.
that was on my wing into it. And then someone got me into these early on programs. Like I don't know if
Right.
you've heard of it, but
I have never heard of
basically
it.
if you live in Toronto, they're free programs put on by the city. You have to go with a caregiver.
Right.
But like that's a great free activity that they would do every day.
Right.
And the early on stuff would do arts and crafts.
Right.
They had gym day.
I
they
love
had
that.
water park. Like there were so many
They were
things.
keeping them stimulated.
Exactly. So like even though I didn't have the daycare stuff,
Right.
they did that every day.
Amazing.
And then when he turned 2, we put him in school,
Right.
and he again
Loves it.
Like
Yeah.
it was a little bit of a transition, but like
They love
now
it.
he's happy. But then it was like, okay, we made it through that first stage. Now I'm a working mom with a kid, schlepping across the city,
Right.
driving him there, leaving him there, coming home, picking him up. I'm like, this is nuts.
It's a full-time job. That's why they honestly say being a mom
It's
is a full-time
insane.
job. No help. It's
doesn't
still
matter.
a full-time job. It doesn't fucking matter. It really doesn't.
And then like your kid's sick. What do you like? You have to keep them home. Then you
Yeah.
have to take time off work.
Yes, that is your
Like you're gonna use your vacation days for a freaking sick kid and like all these
100%.
like daycare grossness.
welcome. And it's
Ugh.
always, obviously, we'll talk about it, but mom comes first. It's always
They
you.
want mom.
Mom comes first. And
Like when both your kids were sick.
both my kids were sick. I didn't even know what the fuck to do. Honestly, I had to call my mom. And I was like, I need help. Like I need
Because you're
help.
like literally pulled in two different directions.
It's very hard, but we managed, and everyone can manage, and that's life. You know what? Once you become mom, mama, mommy, ma, whatever the fuck it is, that's your job.
It is.
And I love it. I
know.
love it. I love
I
it.
know.
I love
It's
it.
the
But it's
best.
a very, very big transition. And to me, I feel like I'm now starting to realize it more, where I'm like, oh my God, like I'm not this like party girl that I
No.
used to be. Like it's a whole other world. I want to be in bed by 10 o'clock, and like I'm fine with it.
I'm having a health and wellness birthday. Like I'm not
Yes,
having.
I'm so excited for your
like,
birthday. Health and
But, no,
wellness.
but that's like you.
But that's
your
new life, and
priorities change.
not saying that like we can't go out and like
No,
party
we
and
do.
can't
We
go out
need
like
it.
or go to Miami or Vegas. Fuck, we got to get to Vegas and have a girls like weekend
You
just
will.
until once we're not old. Like it's not going to be cute when you're like in like
60.
mini skirts at 60. But sorry, but you have to take care of yourself first and foremost, and then like we always talk about that, and then really like to me, I don't know about you, is like the whole relationship with your husband.
I
Like it's a
know.
whole different world to me.
It's a
Whereas
really
before it was just the two of you, then you have one kid, you're transitioning to that, and then you have two kids, and then there is no break.
Like I really feel bad. I feel like the totem pole goes like kid. I mean, they're together.
Literally.
husband.
Husband's last.
Like, they're
Like
last.
we love them.
And I think we're last for them too. Like it.
You want me to tell you my husband's totem pole? Golf, kid, golf, wife.
Oh, yeah.
But let's talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. So if I want to take me time, let's talk about that.
Yes.
I want to go to the gym. I prepare everything. Okay. I have it all, the schedule, snacks, this, that. It's one fucking hour. And honestly, I go to the gym. It's a walk away.
You leave at 8:45 and you're expected back at like 10 sharp.
10 sharp. And if you're not expected, you're
It's
not
like, where
going.
are you?
You're
Where
not
are
going.
you?
But if they have to go golf or play tennis or any fucking sport.
Bye.
I'll be home in 5 hours. What the actual I'm starting golf. I'm starting golf lessons next week. I'm like, because I want to look at him and be like,
I'm going
fuck
golfing.
you. I'm going golfing. Figure it. Figure it the fuck out.
I always think that too. I'm like, when a mom leaves, she's like,
and it's in your head too.
Everything. It's the mental load. It's really the mental load. Like don't get me wrong. Like our husbands are fantastic.
They are fantastic.
Like really good. They're very involved. They take our kids alone all the time. Like I know some dads that are like scared to be with their kids alone.
Our husbands are very, very, we're not shitting on them. We love them.
It's more like the general sense of like the moms just bear more. I think we just bear more the mental load.
Yes.
And then we're also more the default parent. Like
the mom is always the default
parent. And so like you're always like, okay, you're a man. And
right.
don't get me wrong, like I'm on maternity leave.
Right.
Like of course I'm gonna
but it's still exhausting and
but
you're
like
tired.
It's a lot. It's a lot to always think about
right.
all the things. And like you're the ones usually finding the programs. You're the ones usually like signing them up for shit and scheduling them and making play dates and like, okay, you don't want to overschedule your kid, but you don't want to sit with them for 19 hours. No.
If I don't have a play date on the weekend, I go mental. I'm like, please hang out. And honestly, it's good for us too, especially it's harder when they're little. When they're little, the play date is for the mom.
Yes, 100%. I had a play date with my other kid the other day and I'm doing a music class.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a music class to like my kid's not going to be listening. I'm going to talk to my friends.
But once your kid turns 2.5, they're almost 3. That's insane to me, just thinking about that. It's for the kids.
Yes.
And honestly, like, then we can just lounge.
I know.
Soon it'll be like, let's have a bottle of wine and chill. Like, I'm waiting. I feel like 4 is probably like where they can kind of do their thing.
Although I don't trust those boys. They're literally psychotic. Like, they're feral animals. Like, jumping off shit, going here. Like, I can't. I literally don't sit still. It's like,
I know.
So I'm gonna, like, yeah. But anyway, it's soon enough. But yeah, the role of the mom and the dad, it's like, you know, it's something that you kind of think it's gonna happen, but like when it happens, and then someone was asking me like, what's the harder transition, 0 to 1 or 1 kid to 2 kids?
Ooh, I love this question.
And what do you think?
Okay, I think for the moms, it's 0 to 1 because it's like, holy fuck, I'm a mom now. My entire life just changed in a snap / when that kid came out of your vagina or wherever it came out of. Like, that was it for me. Whereas for the dads, it was 1 to 2. Because with 1 kid, you can have the kid, he can go golf or play basketball or whatever. It's one-on-one. But when there's 2, it's like, hello.
You're like 1 defense against 2 offense. You're fucked.
Exactly. So I think for them, it was like, oh my God. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why Adam's like, I don't know about the 3rd kid. Because then like you're literally
really
like,
outnumbered. Like,
no, which I get. I honestly understand where he's coming from. This is our like back and forth. Like, you just don't have time for yourself. Like, you just don't.
I know.
And like, I really want one, and I'm hoping.
But then I also read like somewhere that, you know, in 20 years from now, when you're sitting around the dinner table, you're not gonna like.
I read that too.
Regret having that 3rd kid. So
I know.
It's tough. It's really tough. I found the biggest I completely agree. The 0 to 1, 1 to 2. It's been an adjustment.
Right.
More so for Josh, but also like your husband or your partner can't care for you the same way. Like when I had
you're right.
Ziggy, he would bring me water. He would bring me snacks. Like I was sitting there, like he would pamper me.
You were the queen of the house.
I was okay. Now he has to watch the other one.
Yeah.
So I'm on my own. I'm fending for myself. If I want a snack, I'm like putting the baby on my boob and
100%.
walking over there. I have to like
100%.
think about getting set up, or then we swap kids and like he's doing the feed and I'm running around.
Yeah,
like, you're always manning a child.
You're right. I read somewhere you guys, like, this is the time period where we're roommates.
Yes.
This is the roommate phase where it's like.
You really have to work on your relationship. Like, you have to make a date night, even if it's for a fucking hour.
Even if it's at 5 a.m.
Or like, if you have a newborn, like, you could take the newborn for a walk together.
That's still
they don't
something.
Talk back to
I
you.
agree. Second time, you really have to put in the effort with your significant other.
This is a really sad date, but like last night, my one kid was sleeping.
Sad date?
Yeah, my one kid was sleeping upstairs, and then like we were in the alley walking the newborn back and forth,
and
like,
that was
pacing,
your date.
and that's the date.
But it's still something.
And so you could watch the other one on the camera because you were still on like the Wi-Fi, and you're there if
you're
they wake
there,
up. But
no, it's really sad, and you really like. I feel like I don't know about you, but now I'm really starting to realize it more.
Yeah.
Like more and more and more
I know, and
that
it's sad.
but like it's a whole new
But
world.
and like everything you read is always like this season will pass, this season will pass.
Perfect word. This
It
season
will
will
pass,
pass
but
and
like
you're going to miss it.
I know, you also have to enjoy it. Like I'm always like feel like I'm pulled in like the past, present, future. Like I don't
Right.
want to miss something and I'm like always thinking if I miss that or but then I'm
Right.
expecting this and I want to
Right.
enjoy the moment. And you're always like
I
bouncing through
know.
these stages and like, you know what? You just have to really
The days are long, but the years are short. It's
yeah, it's
such a
so
good,
cliche, but
yeah,
it's
it's
really
so
fucking
true.
true. And it's tough to
I'm
like
sad. They're already turning 3. I'm
I
really
know.
sad. It's getting to me.
But then you wake up at 5:45 with your other one
And
and
I'm
you're
like,
like,
shut the
shoot
fuck
me in the
up. Yeah,
face.
Ace with his fucking birds. Mama, mama, dada. Ace, it's fucking 5:45. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. So I guess like the best what's your best advice to someone transitioning from 1 to
1 to
2 kids?
2. My best advice would be definitely do alone time with each kid
Yeah.
separately. Your newborn doesn't know the difference. So honestly, prioritize your firstborn too. Like really like do a coffee date. Not that they drink coffee,
Chinos.
chinos, whatever. Like go to the park with them, hang out with them so they don't feel like
Yeah.
they're left
It's
behind.
really quality over quantity.
I
Like
agree.
you really if you can spend like 1 to 2 hours of really good
I
time or
agree.
like for me what I've been doing is like bedtime is our time. He
I love
knows that no
that.
matter what, I'm doing bedtime with him. I'm reading him his
I
books
love
like
that.
and so he looks forward to it so he
He
knows
knows
like
mommy time is coming.
it's coming. So
Right.
he's not like acting out throughout the day as much and sometimes I read somewhere there someone asked me like, "What's the hardest part about being a mom?" I'm like, "Being a mom is easy. I love being a mom.
Right.
That's the easiest part. It's all the other shit,
Right.
cleaning my house, doing the schedules, da
Right.
da da. Like that, like
Being a mom is the
where you
best.
thrive.
I
Like that's where like
know.
that's
I
what.
was so excited about this. I wanted to be a mom like since I was like 10.
Yeah,
Thank
and
God
I
I wasn't
love
at
being a
10,
mom.
but
Okay, it's a little young. I mean, in some countries you could be a mom
oh
at 10,
God, okay.
but like
Just wait it out. Wait
yeah,
it out. Wait it out.
maybe the 20s and 30s is a bit better of a time
It
period.
is. It is.
But yeah, no, being a mom is
I love it.
okay, it's so cliche, but it's true. It's the hardest but
But
most rewarding
most
job in the
rewarding
world.
job. I
When they
agree.
say like I love you, mommy, you're like
You melt.
melting
Even
in the
after a
floor.
full fit, like tantruming on the floor, and then he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. I love you, mommy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I love you
But the
too.
one thing I did read, which is sad, is that like they go through the mom stages. Like it starts with mama, and then it goes mummy, and then one day they call you
Mom.
mom, and then it's like ma.
Yeah.
I don't want to get to the ma
No, I don't want to
stage.
get to it. I'm gonna ma him back.
I'm still in yeah. Ma.
Ma.
I'm still in mummy. I'm gonna keep my mummy.
I'm still, yeah, Ace is mama.
Yeah, and then
Arlo is mummy, mama. Sometimes he goes mama.
yeah, but you're not mom. That's what my brother
No.
calls my mom.
No.
Mom.
Yeah, no.
Mom.
Boy.
We feel like we could have talked about that
Like
for
we could have kept
hours.
going, but we're gonna cut it off here.
And we'll see you guys next week.
We love ya.
Bye.
Bye.